was a long 10 hours in the truck, but we're finally here. We've already seen some turkeys, and the weather looks beautiful for the next few days, so we're very optimistic of filling some tags and having some fun. We're already on some birds. It's a little bonus afternoon. We didn't even plan on hunting. There's 3 nice longbeards right down by the creek strutting. So. This evening was an incredible hunt. I went out and filmed by myself. Brett and my dad went to the other end of the river, and we had birds in between us working back and forth. Unfortunately, some guys on horseback came down to check their cattle or go for a ride or something and spooked them out of there, but we know exactly where they roosted, and we'll be back in the morning.
Well, we had to make a move. Birds came off the roost, and like always this time of year, the hens led them away.
We got a bird a long ways away spotted strutting right now, and we know we've heard some gobbling and a few other kinging, so just keep plugging. We're gonna get on one here in a second.
We just got in the blind. There's a gobbler coming right up the canyon. He's only like 100 yards away. I just called and he gobbled, so yeah, he's acting like he's gonna come this way. But I think he's gonna come right up to the decoy and strut and do his deal, so I'm gonna let him in. That was unbelievable. We've been chasing birds all down in the creek bottom all afternoon and positioning, trying to get on them. Just wasn't working at all with hens. Brett was sitting a time lapse behind the blind. He wasn't even hardly in here. I look up and there's a longbeard at 100 yards. He gets in, called him one time, he gobbles and just comes to us. It didn't take 2 minutes. But he's coming up the hill strutting. Gonna be an awesome show right for the decoy, and 2 coyotes come out and chase that longbeard. Luckily they chased him towards us. We got lucky. I guess when it rains it pours. We Brett and I are all excited. We killed this bird, the coyote, the whole deal was amazing. I look up here, I was changing the battery out of the GoPro to get settled back in and hunt the rest of the day, and here comes the truck. We leave him out of our sight for 5 minutes, and he shoots an absolute monster.
Come on, save my soul. We say
Hagersfield, Nebraska. Truck's loaded. Heading to Wyoming. And Cody had a cancellation, so he doesn't have any hunters in here for a couple days. He's jumping in the truck with us, and he's heading over there. So it'll be the 4 of us in Wyoming for 2 days before we got to go back to Kansas City. So time to roll. This ain't too shabby.
I don't think you can go wrong here. We are leaving the lodge. We are going to go meet Robert, and he's going to show us the property.
A lot of these birds are, I mean, this is what they're in. They're in the sage, they're up in those trees. I mean, they're, you know, there's really no agriculture out here, so this is what a lot of the birds are in.
Seen this guy right along the road and figured we could probably kill him. He was by himself, and sure enough, kind of walked over the ridge we thought he was by and gobbled a couple times at us before we could even make our set and just come right over the hill.
These Wyoming cowboys are going to get a little taste of our world. Some Missouri crappie, and actually one of these turkeys I think was killed over there in Nebraska. So. Truck's loaded, and we've got about a 20-mile drive up to kind of the canyon country. I'm excited to maybe find an elk or mule deer shed and track down those 2 longbeards and get my first turkey here in the cowboy state. We knew from talking to Robert that the turkeys have been roosted up in this area, and we made some calls right around here earlier and nothing. It's about 9:30. He's just out cruising looking for a hen, and we were walking along making some calls, and we were planning on going way back in there, and he gobbled on his own. It couldn't have been 40 yards from us, right in this little canyon next to us. So we hustled back here, and luckily half of us got set up, but we couldn't even get to the cover, and he already poked his head up. By the luck of a little bit of sagebrush that I hid behind, I was able to, I guess, hide good enough. He was so fired up that we kind of got lucky. I was out in the open, but was able to seal the deal. Nothing yet. We're gonna keep trying.